Care Less, written and published by the Voice Library 1248, adopts a carefree attitude that can be a powerful way to live. Focusing on inner peace, confidence, and happiness, no matter what's happening around you, the lessons cover essential principles that help you maintain a strong self-concept, steer clear of unnecessary drama or negativity, prioritize what truly matters to you, and live life authentically on your own terms. Practicing non-attachment can bring about a sense of calmness, self-mastery, and freedom from societal pressures and expectations. Embracing a carefree mindset can enhance your resilience, self-acceptance, and overall satisfaction with life. Being unbothered goes beyond being a temporary state of mind. It encompasses an entire mindset and lifestyle. Embracing an unbothered lifestyle involves prioritizing inner peace, self-confidence, and tranquility, regardless of external factors. One way to maintain your peace of mind is by being aware of your reactions to upsetting situations and developing the ability to bounce back from the judgments or actions of others that disrupt your balance. Lesson 1. Being unbothered is a way of life. When you adopt a carefree mindset, you liberate yourself from the influence that others often have on your emotions and choices. Living authentically allows you to pursue your passions on your own terms and find satisfaction in simply being rather than doing. By dedicating yourself, you can effortlessly achieve a state of being unbothered, which in turn allows you to fully focus on creativity, being present, and finding fulfillment. It enables you to effortlessly let life's annoyances slide off your back instead of breaking through your defenses. In the end, finding peace within ourselves is the most important thing to focus on, a valuable skill to develop. Many people have a tendency to interpret others' behaviors as personal attacks, particularly when those behaviors are hurtful, rude, or inconsiderate. Yet, it's important to remember that people's actions are influenced by their own inner states, experiences, and beliefs about themselves and the world, rather than being solely determined by you. When someone reacts with anger or judgment, it's often because they're dealing with challenging emotions that aren't necessarily related to the person they're directing their outbursts towards. Their reaction may be a result of feeling insecure, helpless, out of control, scared, or unheard. In the same way, when someone you know or care about neglects or ignores you, it usually means that they are preoccupied with their own troubles, stresses, goals, or competing priorities. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are unimportant to them. Put simply, individuals convey their internal emotions through external expressions. Their behavior reflects how they perceive themselves and understand the world. Understanding the reasons behind someone's hurtful behavior can help us see that it often stems from their own personal struggles. It's not often a true indication of their feelings towards you. Understanding this can help you avoid feeling rejected or taking offense too personally. Instead of jumping to conclusions or feeling inadequate, try to empathize with the struggles the other person may be going through. Show understanding and empathy towards them while also recognizing the effect their actions may have on you. However, it is important to remember that their actions do not truly reflect your value or how lovable you are. Understanding human behavior originates from an individual's internal factors rather than being influenced by external sources. Lesson 2. Unaffected by drama. Drama, the interpersonal tensions, accusations, miscommunications, gossip, rumors, and intense emotions that often accompany certain people or situations, can be quite overwhelming and draining if you allow yourself to get caught up in it. Nevertheless, maintaining a balanced and unaffected mindset is crucial when dealing with dramatic situations. Understanding how to remain unaffected by drama involves being able to identify when a situation is being exaggerated emotionally or used for manipulation. Drama often thrives on reactions and conflicts. By maintaining emotional composure, drama loses its ability to intensify. Remaining composed and level-headed can help diffuse drama without adding fuel to the fire. In addition, maintaining a sense of calm comes from being able to differentiate between genuine emergencies or conflicts and the everyday dramas that occur. Focus your attention and energy on important matters. If you come across drama that is clearly exaggerated or frivolous, it's best to disengage and not give it your time, energy, and attention. Steering clear of drama involves refraining from making judgments, gossiping, or taking sides unless absolutely necessary. Stay impartial. Instead of indirectly fueling conflict, ensure the preservation of your inner peace. Instead of getting involved in unnecessary drama, remain confident in your value so others cannot undermine you with their exaggerated perspectives. By setting clear boundaries and maintaining a calm mindset, you can peacefully coexist with drama without allowing it to affect you negatively. It's only natural to have strong emotions when it comes to the challenges faced by those we hold dear. We all desire to witness our loved ones experience happiness, good health, and inner tranquility. However, when their difficulties begin to affect our own happiness, that compassion becomes challenging. Everyone encounters challenges, and while it's commendable to offer support, we are not ultimately responsible for their well-being. It's important to remember that there are many factors that can contribute to a loved one's unhappiness, such as grief, job loss, chronic illness, a toxic relationship, or other serious life challenges. These external conditions are beyond your control. Your empathy, attentive ear, words of encouragement, and helpful assistance can be incredibly valuable assets. However, it is important to understand the boundaries between your responsibilities and theirs. It is not beneficial to assume responsibility for someone else's emotions or make it your personal mission to fulfill their life. Getting too caught up in trying to fix their situation often leads to negative outcomes, fostering resentment and encouraging unhealthy mindsets. If you disregard your needs in the process, both of you will suffer. Yes, it's important to be generous in offering practical support within reasonable limits and to provide unconditional love. However, it's important to prioritize your self-care, values, and dignity instead of compromising them to please others. It's important to recognize that you can't single-handedly heal toxic relationships. Also, it's important not to burden yourself with excessive responsibility for someone else's decisions. It's important to take care of your loved ones during difficult times, but it's also crucial to remember that their happiness should not overwhelm or define you. You do not have ownership over their journey. As Sarah arrived at the office, she prepared herself for any potential workplace drama that may have occurred over the weekend. Her team had been feeling anxious for weeks due to changes in leadership, and the resulting rumors reached a peak on Friday with no clear resolution in sight. There was a noticeable tension in the air as colleagues seemed to be on edge, snapping at each other over minor issues. Sarah found it challenging to resist getting caught up in the whirlwind of chaos. Sarah sat down with her coffee, determined to stay calm and impartial throughout the day, no matter what interpersonal crises arose. She was tired of constantly being on edge and hearing people come up with unlikely worst-case scenarios. She decided to prioritize her own tasks, offer a sympathetic ear when needed, and steer clear of unnecessary drama. In just 1 hour, Sarah was bombarded with a flood of texts and emails regarding another leaked restructure. She used to spend a lot of time scrolling through endless amounts of unverified news, and then she would call her colleagues to analyze every aspect of the latest developments. Instead, she noticed the notification sound and, after taking a deep breath, placed her phone face down to continue working. When a colleague came by her desk later that morning to share their upset feelings, Sarah patiently listened without adding to the situation. She posed insightful inquiries, aiming to grasp the underlying causes of the conflict rather than simply responding. Later, even though she was curious, she made a conscious effort to refocus on her own tasks before allowing herself to be distracted. That evening, Sarah felt a level of equilibrium and productivity that had escaped her for months at this job. By steering clear of the grapevine's constant gossip, she was able to focus her energy on the fulfilling aspects of her role that had become overshadowed. Avoiding drama triangles helped her relax and focus better. Sarah understood that by controlling her reactions and staying calm, she could prevent even valid issues from becoming overwhelming. In her mind, she would continue to navigate through the chaos, focusing on maintaining her peace and remaining unaffected. Lesson 3. Secure in your self-concept. Developing a strong sense of security in your self-concept begins by being brutally honest with yourself. Make a list of your individual qualities, values, interests, and what matters most to you. Take a moment to consider the guiding principles in your life and the potential within you. Explore the depths of your complex emotional world, individual identities, and interpersonal dynamics. Discover and reflect on your important memories, impactful experiences, and aspirations for your future journey. Approach others' perceptions of you with an open mind, allowing yourself to discern their validity rather than automatically accepting them. It's important to be open to making corrections when needed, while also respecting your own unique perspective. Consolidate your findings into a comprehensive self-concept that encompasses all essential aspects of your true identity. Make sure to revisit and update your self-understanding as you continue to grow. However, create a solid foundation that is resistant to external challenges and remains stable. Build your sense of identity on the unchanging foundation of your inner truth, rather than being influenced by the constantly shifting external world. Understand who you are, embrace who you are, and have faith in yourself. Avoid relying on others for validation or basing your self-worth on their approval. Develop a strong sense of self by nurturing a self-image that remains steadfast regardless of the situation. You can confidently display your secure and centered self to the world. Having confidence in oneself and believing in one's abilities are essential for attaining success and finding fulfillment in life. It's important to strike a balance between confidence and humility. Having trust in your abilities is crucial, but it's also important to remain humble. Our perception of ourselves has a powerful impact on our actions and outcomes. When we doubt our ability to learn, develop, and make a meaningful contribution, we limit our potential for growth and progress. Start by assessing your strengths, knowledge, and skills, both those you've already developed and those that are still untapped. Understand the influence you possess to shape your environment and keep developing your skills. Take a moment to acknowledge and celebrate all the progress you've made so far. Utilize a precise self-evaluation to pinpoint areas for improvement. Instead of engaging in harsh self-judgment, make sure to remind yourself of your worth and abilities every day while also staying open to learning. Approach your goals with confidence and utilize your talents wisely to achieve them. Ignore any self-doubt and don't let others' narrow opinions affect you. Embrace a mindset of perseverance as you strive for success, recognizing that encountering plateaus and setbacks is a natural part of the journey. Keep in mind that when you use your unique skills and follow your values, you can make a difference for the better. By embracing a humble mindset, you can unlock your true potential and break free from limiting beliefs. You will gain more confidence and discover hidden talents as you continue to persevere and take risks. It's important to understand that having faith in oneself can lead to a more fulfilling and successful life. Amara gazed into her reflection, carefully adding the finishing touches to her makeup. Her physical appearance was constantly the subject of commentary and judgments from others. After some time, she managed to develop a strong sense of inner stability, allowing her to detach from the roller coaster of praise and criticism that used to determine her self-worth. During the early stages of her career, Amara developed a talent for adapting to different roles and embodying the desired image for photographers and designers. She twisted herself both emotionally and physically to align with their artistic visions. She would carefully analyze all the facial expressions and poses after the shoots, paying close attention to any imperfections. Amara eagerly anticipated her next booking, constantly seeking external validation. She felt exhausted and lost as she constantly changed her physical appearance and emotions, struggling to find her true identity beneath the facade. She sought solace in partying to escape the deepening emptiness within. She continued to receive modeling contracts, but she went through the shoots without much enthusiasm, wearing a vacant smile. At last, Amara began to question herself more deeply. Who was she beyond being a chameleon? What sparked her creative passion? Instead of seeking validation from others, she started uncovering her hidden truths, her spiritual desires, her personal writings, filling notebooks with her yearning for purpose. Amara quickly started renegotiating her modeling jobs to better align with her values, rejecting contracts that were degrading. She participated in creative workshops and retreats that focused on personal growth rather than on maintaining a certain image. She engaged in various activities, including journaling, dancing, and singing out loud. Despite feeling scared, Amara rediscovered neglected aspects of her identity. She felt a sense of calm. Amara's perspective on fashion had shifted. She now saw it as a means of self-expression rather than self-erasure, allowing her to confidently embrace her true self. She confidently strutted down runways and posed for photo shoots, embracing her true self without seeking approval. Amara had a strong sense of self, which provided a solid foundation. Lesson 4. Not caring is a state of mind. Being unconcerned does not necessarily imply being apathetic or oblivious. Instead, it explains a mindset that remains strong in the face of situations that would typically cause emotional involvement or distress. One maintains awareness and discernment without getting attached to every passing stimulus encountered. Maintaining peace of mind despite external provocations is a skill worth cultivating. Developing a calm and composed mindset requires some effort, as our natural tendency is to be easily affected and reactive. Our minds can easily get caught up in small grievances or unimportant issues, which can disrupt our sense of calm in the present moment. Events are often seen as significant rather than insignificant. An indifferent attitude arises from recognizing the fundamental transience of life. Many events in life have limited long-term significance, so there is usually no need for excessive emotional distress or exaggeration. By taking a more objective approach to observing reality, one can respond in a thoughtful manner without becoming overly disturbed. In addition, when you have a strong sense of self-worth, you become less concerned about anything that might damage your ego or the need for validation from others. You rely on your own internal sense of integrity instead of constantly trying to please or defend against others' judgments. Choosing inner stillness over the need to be right allows for more measured responses. Not caring doesn't imply complete disengagement or indifference towards ethical breaches. It is a state of mind that remains focused on what truly matters, unaffected by distractions. One can hold on to their principles and show compassion without getting caught up in the insignificant details of each situation. The mind remains undisturbed with wise discernment. Anger is a common emotion that everyone experiences from time to time. However, giving in to anger and reacting impulsively can often result in regret and harm relationships unnecessarily. It's important to recognize your anger and respond with a calm and observant approach rather than impulsively venting. It's helpful to pause and reflect before expressing strong anger. Acknowledge your feelings of upset or offense instead of trying to hide or ignore them. Embrace your anger without passing judgment, as it can offer valuable insights. Next, take a moment to reflect on the thoughts or needs that may be causing this anger. Consider the possible insecurities that may be causing the strong reaction. Which boundaries require clarification? What discussions might be necessary? Once emotions have settled, understanding and addressing the underlying issues behind anger can help us approach them with wisdom and objectivity rather than simply reacting impulsively. Once you have gained a clearer understanding, you can express what troubled you before or choose not to let the trigger affect you as much. Once you have a better perspective, observing from within allows for calm and clear responses rather than reacting with volatility. When we speak without first reflecting on ourselves, it is unlikely that we will achieve positive results. Once spoken, words cannot be taken back. Expressing anger in a calm manner can be more effective in motivating change, fostering understanding, and strengthening relationships. View anger as valuable information rather than commands to retaliate. It's a time for introspection before expressing oneself. Maya began her morning meditation, taking a calm breath and turning her attention inward. As usual, her mind initially resisted the calm, jumping to the never-ending tasks awaiting her and replaying the tense conversation with her sister from last night. Through consistent practice over the past few years, she has developed the skill of observing her thoughts without judgment and redirecting her focus to the present moment. After just a few minutes, a sense of calm and clarity started to emerge from the initial clutter. Maya couldn't help but smile as she thought about her journey from being a stressed and emotionally unstable person, always on edge and experiencing extreme ups and downs. Nowadays, Even when faced with stressful or painful events, she managed to maintain a sense of inner balance. She found that things that used to bother her for extended periods now passed by smoothly, like fleeting weather, without causing much lasting disruption. Maya found solace and strength in her unwavering dedication to inner peace and self-discovery, which she cherished and safeguarded. She navigated the world with a kind heart, staying true to herself. Maya effortlessly completed her morning tasks, appreciating the simple pleasures around her instead of hurriedly moving on to the next item on her to-do list. She was always attentive to her loved ones, actively listening and putting aside her own concerns. Her focus was on understanding rather than passing judgment. Amidst various challenges, she learned to prioritize conscious breathing over impulsive reactions. As Maya looked back on her life, she noticed that things were unfolding in a way that felt right, even though they presented challenges and seemed to be happening in perfect harmony. She had embraced a mindset of being unbothered, which influenced how she approached every moment, every person, and the world as a whole. She had discovered the freedom to fully bloom by embracing the peace within. Lesson 5. Be unaffected by the judgment of others. It's challenging to influence how others perceive and evaluate us. Many people form their opinions based on misunderstandings, personal biases, or oversimplified viewpoints instead of considering the complex reality. However, even with its uncertain basis, judgment can still have a significant effect on our self-esteem and moods when it is given excessive power. What's the solution? Develop the skill of not being influenced by the opinions of others. Understanding that each individual perceives the world based on their own conditioning and ego is the first step towards being unaffected. Judgments reveal more about the individuals making them than about any objective reality. There's no need to take to heart the opinions of others, whether they're negative or positive. Their perspectives reflect personal preference rather than absolute truth. Additionally, focus on developing a clear understanding of your own self-worth and values. Create a strong sense of self based on your values rather than being swayed by others' opinions. Create your own narrative instead of relying on others to tell it for you. Understand who you are, have confidence in yourself, and have faith in yourself. What people think about you no longer affects the strong foundation you have built within yourself. In addition, this screen will help you filter out toxic perspectives that aim to diminish or control you, allowing you to focus on wisdom and understanding. Listen to feedback from people who truly know and care about you while disregarding the opinions of those who have ulterior motives or lack a deeper understanding of the situation. Lastly, prioritize aligning your behavior with your principles and working towards your goals. Remaining focused on actions within your control helps maintain stability even when faced with external challenges. Understanding and approval cannot be imposed, but one must continue with unwavering dedication to their own alignment. By cultivating self-awareness and setting clear priorities, you can find inner peace even in the face of criticism. You don't have to let their thoughts shape your reality. You remain connected to your inner truth. Teddy commanded everyone's attention as he confidently made his way to the front of the conference room to deliver his presentation. Despite his typically outgoing and socially confident nature, work situations would sometimes bring up his childhood anxieties. He would worry about not fitting in or not having the necessary qualifications to be taken seriously in corporate settings. His palms grew sweaty as his colleagues silently assessed his proposal. Teddy reassured himself that his promotion was a result of his innovative ideas and potential. Despite not having taken the conventional route of an elite MBA program like many executives, he had put in a tremendous amount of effort over the past few years while remaining committed to his unique viewpoints. Now it was time for him to embrace his true value. As Teddy started his presentation, he noticed some quiet conversations and exchanged looks among his colleagues. Memories from the past resurfaced, reminding him of the fear of being seen as a fraud. Teddy confidently confronted the main instigator of the side chatter, making him feel embarrassed and causing him to look away. Teddy continued without interruption, gaining more assurance as he shared his groundbreaking vision. After he finished speaking, the room fell silent for a moment before everyone burst into applause, and his peers eagerly approached him to discuss collaboration. The CEO went out of their way to praise Teddy for his ideas and presentation style. Teddy's initial self-doubt was washed away by the positive reception. He remained unfazed by a few critical reactions and came to understand that his colleagues appreciated his individuality and the value he brought to the company. He made a decision to constantly build his confidence instead of letting critics undermine his abilities. Teddy felt a sense of confidence knowing that if he believed in himself, he would be able to navigate his life with ease and remain undisturbed by any obstacles that came his way. Teddy's life took a significant turn after his successful presentation. Despite initial skepticism from some colleagues, more validators emerged to applaud his courage and vision. His proposal was successful in gaining approval for an experimental pilot program. Encouraged by the vote of confidence, Teddy dedicated long nights to perfecting and refining his concept. He eagerly took on the most hands-on roles during the test phase, actively engaging with end users to gather honest feedback for improvements. Instead of staying secluded in boardrooms focusing on detached strategy, Teddy, who tends to be shy, stepped out of his comfort zone. He conducted focus groups and embarked on listening tours to personally meet with community leaders. Some sessions turned into frustrated complaints about the flaws in his company. In the midst of a heated town hall meeting, the fire marshal had to step in due to the growing frustration among the crowd. Teddy remained open-minded and receptive, valuing the input of others and using it to improve his solutions design. He reassured himself that the reactions were a result of deep-rooted institutional trust issues rather than personal attacks against him. Teddy stayed committed to his goal of making a positive impact. The pilot's impact became evident as survey metrics and profits showed improvements across the board. Due to Teddy's initiative, he received praise from both internal and external stakeholders for his collaborative leadership style. Corporate gave their full approval for a regional rollout of what they now referred to as the Teddy method, with intentions to expand it nationwide within 18 months. Teddy felt a deep sense of gratitude as he reflected on the journey. On the day of the expansion announcement, through unwavering confidence in his abilities and vision, he created remarkable opportunities for personal growth. Even in the face of doubt from others, he made a commitment to give a platform to unconventional voices and ideas that had previously been overlooked. Teddy discovered that his strength did not rely on his credentials or status. Instead, it came from his ability to confidently embrace his worth and guide others with wisdom, compassion, and integrity, even in the face of opposition. With a smile on his face, he was prepared to continue forging ahead. Lesson 6. Focus and attention to what truly matters. Our minds get bombarded with stimuli and potential preoccupations from the moment we wake up. Emails, notifications, conversations, responsibilities, ideas, worries, all clamoring for a slice of our limited attention and mental energy. With so much vying to distract us, consciously focusing on what truly matters is critical yet challenging. The first step is getting clear on your personal values, priorities, and goals in each life domain. What kind of impact do you aspire to have through your contributions, growth, or actions? Break it down into specific, actionable steps that will help you achieve your desired results instead of keeping your goals vague and abstract. Next, consolidate your disparate priorities into a purposeful roadmap, incorporating major goals along with the incremental steps that build toward them. Continually refer back to this big-picture overview of what objectively matters to you when deciding how to invest your precious time and attention day to day. Allow it to help you distinguish between what is important and what is not, as well as what is urgent and what is merely distracting. Just as crucial is learning to single-task, avoiding the productivity myth of multitasking. When working on high-priority activities, eliminate other inputs competing for your engagement. Disable notifications, close browser tabs, turn off phones, and minimize conversations. Fully focus on the project that requires your complete attention. Keep your focus on what truly matters and avoid getting distracted by less important things. Make saying no to the trivial but alluring commonplace so you can wholeheartedly say yes to channels for your deepest self-creation and impact. Where attention goes, energy flows, so be judicious regarding its direction. With relentless refocusing and pursuit of the worthwhile, you build momentum and a sense of alignment. Every small win, dedicating attention to what matters, fuels bigger victories until you are actualizing major life goals. Understanding and prioritizing amidst chaos can be difficult, but the rewards are immeasurable. Lesson 7. Ignore the noise. Negativity and distraction of the world can be overwhelming. In the fast-paced world we live in, it can be challenging to keep up with and manage the constant influx of negativity and distractions. We are constantly bombarded with distressing news, toxic social media, fear-inducing advertisements, critical individuals, and demanding responsibilities that can easily become overwhelming. However, we have control over what we choose to focus on and how we maintain our inner tranquility. Mastering the art of disregarding draining inputs helps maintain mental clarity and emotional calm. Recognizing that you have limited mental capacity and emotional energy that requires safeguarding is an important first step. It's impossible to absorb or react to every distressing headline, negative comment, intense confrontation, or never-ending list of tasks without experiencing burnout. Make a point to be mindful of where you focus your attention and take regular breaks from sources that tend to be noisy, dramatic, or conflict-ridden. When negative thoughts come your way, resist the temptation to dwell on them. Avoid dwelling on negative experiences and instead focus on positive priorities to maintain a sense of peace. Don't dwell on issues that you can't solve right away. Consider the impact of world events or a neighbor's comment and ask yourself, how does paying attention to this benefit me? If the answer is no, intentionally shift and redirect your thoughts. Similarly, try to reduce the amount of time spent on mindless entertainment. Being constantly distracted by digital devices can prevent you from fully immersing yourself in activities that are truly rejuvenating for your soul. Make the most of your time by engaging in activities that foster creativity, connecting with nature, and strengthening relationships with your loved ones. These experiences can serve as sources of inspiration. By intentionally filtering out negativity and distractions, you regain control over where you direct your valuable attention. Filter out anything that is not relevant or empowering so that you can focus your energy on your personal growth and purpose. It's important to stay focused on what truly matters despite the negativity and noise that the world may throw your way. Lesson 8. Being at peace with others is strength. Being at peace with yourself is self-mastery. Mastering the art of handling relationships with grace and composure is a valuable skill that showcases emotional strength, resilience, and wisdom. Nevertheless, pursuing validation or fulfillment solely from external sources often leads to disappointment. True peace must first be cultivated within through self-mastery before it can flourish between people. Embracing harmony with others involves consciously refraining from being hostile towards those who have different thoughts or behaviors. Recognizing shared humanity beneath surface-level conflicts is necessary. It requires promoting open and honest communication, showing understanding and forgiveness, and having faith in the potential for relationships to grow even in challenging times. It's important to replace resentment with genuine forgiveness whenever possible. You remain anchored in compassion for human fallibility. Yet, despite consistent demonstrations of patience, tolerance, and flexibility externally, your inner terrain may still feel turbulent, insecure, or unsatisfied. Authentic, lasting serenity is cultivated through the process of doing personal work, which involves facing your demons, dissolving ego, relinquishing attachments, and aligning values with lifestyle. Self-mastery involves conquering the negative patterns, beliefs, and desires that contribute to your suffering. It means no longer avoiding self-examination or falsely rationalizing conduct misaligned with ethics. It requires a deliberate shift away from seeing oneself as a victim and feeling entitled. You come to understand triggers and take full responsibility for reactive tendencies. Understanding the truth can free you from ingrained behaviors and limiting assumptions. Simply put, finding external peace demonstrates strength, while achieving inner peace is the ultimate victory. Extend good faith toward all, but avoid over-reliance on anything outside yourself to feel worthy and whole. When you learn to control your emotions and find inner peace without seeking approval from others, you can achieve a sense of tranquility that remains unaffected by external factors. Lesson 9. Live on your own terms. Free from societal expectation and judgment. From a young age, society places significant expectations on us regarding how we should live in order to fit in and achieve success. Family, media, social spheres, and prevailing cultural norms often promote a set of expectations for our lifestyle, values, and priorities that we may feel compelled to follow. Nevertheless, following a template-driven life centered around seeking approval and striving for social status often results in feelings of emptiness and anxiety. Choosing to live life on your own terms may be challenging, but it can lead to a sense of fulfillment. When it comes to defining your own parameters for how to live, it's important to tune out judgments, comparisons, and constantly shifting expectations. Discover your own definition of true success and happiness. Align your life design with your core priorities, interests, principles, and sources of meaning by connecting with your soul's wisdom. For example, perhaps you forego traditional prestige markers like wealth, power, positions, possessions, or credentials if they conflict with values of contribution, creativity, and community connectedness, more essential to your purpose. Or you choose a path of lifelong learning and freedom rather than conforming to institutional norms. Whether you choose to have children or not, it's all about your personal fulfillment rather than societal expectations. Living life on your own terms involves giving yourself the freedom to create your own rules. Naturally, there are practical limitations imposed by external realities, and our interdependence with society remains. Reclaiming control over your lifestyle and decision-making has the power to revolutionize how you spend your time on this planet. When you are driven by your own internal motivation, you have the freedom to flourish. By taking control of your own path, decisions are yours to make, and you have the power to take responsibility for them, even when facing criticism. Define your own pace and direction for what you consider a fulfilling life. Discovering your own personal values and aligning them with your inner wisdom can lead to a sense of fulfillment that conformity can never achieve. Lesson 10. Live your authentic self. Free from the fear of criticism or rejection. From a young age, society places significant expectations on youth regarding how we should live in order to fit in and achieve success. Family, media, social spheres, and prevailing cultural norms often promote a set of expectations for our lifestyle, values, and priorities that we may feel compelled to follow. Nevertheless, following a template-driven life centered around seeking approval and striving for social status often results in feelings of emptiness and anxiety. Choosing to live life on your own terms may be challenging, but it can lead to a sense of fulfillment. When it comes to defining your own parameters for how to live, it's important to tune out judgments, comparisons, and constantly shifting expectations. Discover your own definition of true success and happiness. Align your life design with your core priorities, interests, principles, and sources of meaning by connecting with your soul's wisdom. For example, perhaps you forego traditional prestige markers like wealth, power, positions, possessions, or credentials if they conflict with values of contribution, creativity, and community connectedness, more essential to your purpose. Or you choose a path of lifelong learning and freedom rather than conforming to institutional norms. Whether you choose to have children or not, it's all about your personal fulfillment rather than societal expectations. Living life on your own terms involves giving yourself the freedom to create your own rules. Naturally, there are practical limitations imposed by external realities, and our interdependence with society remains. Reclaiming control over your lifestyle and decision-making has the power to revolutionize how you spend your time on this planet. When you are driven by your own internal motivation, you have the freedom to flourish. By taking control of your own path, decisions are yours to make, and you have the power to take responsibility for them, even when facing criticism. Define your own pace and direction for what you consider a fulfilling life. Discovering your own personal values and aligning them with your inner wisdom can lead to a sense of fulfillment that conformity can never achieve. Alex gazed at the blank canvas, paintbrush motionless, pondering the path of creativity to embark upon. He had put aside his love for painting for a long time, focusing instead on a more traditional career path to meet his parents' expectations. They desired for him to have a job that was considered respectable and provided financial security. Alex chose to follow the conventional path, disregarding his own aspirations. However, a recent health scare caused Alex to reconsider the predictable path he had chosen. He struggled with the untapped talents and unfulfilled adventures that came from trying to meet other people's expectations of who he should be and what success meant. Alex grew weary of prioritizing societal validation over the pursuit of a fulfilling and purposeful existence. He made the decision to take a leap and move into his own downtown loft. He converted half of it into a bright studio and started attending evening art courses. Alex returned to the interests of his childhood that he had set aside a long time ago. He had discovered that downplaying his abilities made him less intimidating to narrow-minded individuals. He longed to rediscover that bold and uninhibited creativity once more. Alex chose to paint whatever inspired him without worrying about whether it appeared silly, amateurish, or too provocative. His canvases were filled with vibrant abstract patterns and eerie surrealist scenes. He explored city streets, capturing vibrant graffiti and photography exhibits. He wrote late into the night, capturing thoughts that emerged during this transformative season. Alex no longer cared about the opinions of critics. He crafted solely for the sustenance of his soul. Before long, Alex began to attract other aspiring artists who were captivated by the genuine nature of his work, leading to meaningful collaborations. His gallery openings were always filled with enthusiastic crowds. He received praise, but it couldn't compare to the satisfaction of living his own truths without needing approval from others. Alex discovered that by being unapologetically true to himself and not holding back for the sake of others, those who were meant to be by his side would naturally be drawn to and enhance his brilliance. He vowed to never let fear of rejection hold him back again. The beauty of this new horizon stretched out before him. Lesson 11. Confidence comes to those who remain unbothered. Genuine confidence comes from being authentic and acknowledging your doubts. Instead, it comes from finding inner peace and having a clear sense of self-worth, which allows you to stay balanced regardless of the compliments or criticisms that surround you. Having confidence is all about mastering the art of remaining unbothered, which is something that can be easily understood. Developing a strong sense of self involves taking the time to truly understand your strengths and weaknesses and accepting yourself as a whole. Find your true self and seek validation from within rather than constantly trying to please others. Establish challenging yet attainable objectives that align with your personal satisfaction. When you have a clear understanding of yourself and feel confident, external factors have less power to shake your self-assurance. Understanding your own value helps shield you from the impact of unfair criticism, making it difficult for others to undermine your confidence in the long run. You pardon ignorance and malice with compassion. When praise comes, you humbly credit supportive communities over inflating your ego. You are not easily swayed by either praise or criticism, as you do not seek validation from such ups and downs. This breed of unbothered confidence also stems from staying present rather than anxiously projecting about the future. By being prepared and having faith in your knowledge, you can alleviate worry. Each moment demands full attention to meet its requirements. Confidence flows from poise under pressure more than assured outcomes. Put simply, a strong sense of self-worth can endure the ups and downs of life. Building confidence comes from nurturing your talents and finding inner peace. Direct your focus towards uplifting others rather than judging them. Confidence and grace thrive when you recognize and believe in your own value while letting go of the insignificant things. Lesson 12. Life is what you experience and how you respond to it. Life circumstances have no inherent meaning. Whether they appear positive or negative, they simply exist as neutral events. The way individuals perceive and respond to circumstances is what gives them color, emotion, and meaning. Interpreting and engaging with the same situation can result in various outcomes. Take losing a job, for example. It can either lead to negative emotions like resentment, overwhelm, and resignation, or it can inspire positive qualities like courage, creativity, and a fresh sense of possibility. Winning a championship can either inflate one's ego and sense of entitlement or foster genuine gratitude and increased motivation. We are constantly presented with raw materials in life, and it is our conscious response that determines how they will affect us. This truth emphasizes the importance of considering more than just someone's external reality when assessing their overall well-being and fulfillment. Even in the face of great challenges, one can show strength, optimism, and wisdom. On the other hand, someone can live a life that appears smooth but is actually filled with bitterness, a scarcity mindset, and constant dissatisfaction. Opting for empowered interpretations and actions may not guarantee a simplification of external circumstances, but it greatly influences our internal experience. Our suffering often stems from our inability to effectively respond to events rather than the events themselves. By consciously choosing where we focus our attention and energy, regardless of the circumstances we face, we have the power to shape the story and improve the quality of our lives. It's up to you to decide whether you want to focus on being a victim or taking control of your own life. Should we dwell on past mistakes or intentionally build anew? Should we spread cynicism or try to inspire others? Life is a continuous journey, and you have the ability to shape it by consciously choosing how you respond to each moment. By aligning your actions with what you find meaningful, successful, and fulfilling, instead of falling into old emotional patterns, you can create a life that reflects your true desires. Make sure your responses reflect your personal experiences. Lesson 13. You can't please everyone, so better please yourself. People come into situations with a wide range of needs, preferences, backgrounds, and values that often contradict instead of aligning with each other. You will invariably dissatisfy someone, no matter what approach you adopt. However, constantly trying to please numerous conflicting interests is ultimately unproductive. Focus your limited time and energy on choices that align with your values and personal development. Attempting to gain widespread admiration and approval often involves contorting oneself to fit the expectations of each situation rather than fully embracing one's own values. You end up drained yet still disappointing at least a few people who demand yet another change in course or identity to earn their validation. It is a losing battle. Meanwhile, individuals who prioritize their own personal growth and strive to make ethical and accountable choices develop a strong sense of self-awareness, enabling them to make decisions that align with their true fulfillment. They appeal to communities that value and encourage collaborative efforts. They have the ability to maintain their energy and inspiration in order to make positive impacts based on their unique abilities and perspectives. This does not suggest ignoring the consequences of your actions on others or promoting selfishness. However, prioritizing your emotional and psychological well-being is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships with others. Clearly define your terms and stick to them without apology. Rather than constantly compromising your core values to please others who don't have to make the same sacrifices, opinions are powerful forces that can either hold you back or push you forward. Build enough self-trust to walk your distinct path with compassion for critics, not needing to bend to every conflicting preference surrounding you. Some people may be disappointed, but that just shows that you are offering a clear and straightforward perspective that aligns with your own values and priorities. It's quite straightforward to allow the actions of others to have a significant impact on our emotions and overall sense of stability. When someone makes a curt remark, cancels plans at the last minute, or seems distant, it can really hurt our feelings or make us angry. Upon deeper reflection, we may find that our mood can be negatively affected even by minor offenses or when the other party didn't have any malicious intent. However, remaining so reactive hands over power to strangers, events outside our control, and trivial matters unworthy of occupying mental real estate. Take back control by developing resilience to avoid being deeply affected by insignificant actions. Start building emotional resilience by identifying your triggers and exploring the underlying insecurities that amplify their impact. Do you feel hurt by a minor offense because it reminds you of past rejections that still need healing? Do you find yourself getting defensive when criticized, more concerned about your pride or ego than considering whether the critique has any valid points? Uncover the steps needed to address and overcome oversensitivity. Furthermore, it's important to remember that people's actions often stem from their own personal struggles rather than being accurate reflections of your value or likability. Having a sense of empathetic detachment can be useful in avoiding getting caught up in perceived attacks. Find your own source of self-validation instead of relying on others who may be unreliable. As you practice more, you gain better control over your state of mind. Increasingly, insignificant criticisms, dramas, or disappointments lose their ability to dramatically rock your emotional boat or change course. You retain conviction as bigger waves come and go. You have a growing understanding of human nature that helps you respond with more thoughtfulness. With stability cultivated from within, no one can easily unravel your peace without consent. Self-mastery allows one to effortlessly let go of insignificant actions. Ava looked around the room nervously as her loved ones gathered to celebrate her graduation and the launch of her new freelance business. She carefully selected the restaurant menu, decorations, and invite list to ensure everyone would be pleased. Ava meticulously planned and rehearsed various scenarios to ensure a smooth and enjoyable experience for everyone involved in this significant milestone. She felt queasy imagining a lackluster reaction dampening the cheerful evening. Ava was extremely busy making sure she took care of everyone and had conversations with them to make sure they had a good impression. However, given the multitude of dynamics and personalities, it was only natural that surprises would arise. They accidentally knocked over a floral centerpiece while having a great time and laughing. Ava's vegan cousin was not satisfied with the main course options, which led Ava to request new preparations from the chef, who was growing impatient. There was a disagreement between different sides of the family. Ava felt discouraged when her handmade slideshow invocation only received polite applause. She needed a moment alone and went to the restroom, feeling on the verge of tears. She simply desired a flawless event that would align with society's expectations of success. However, in her pursuit of orchestrating reactions on a large scale, she had forgotten about her own happiness. Ava wiped her eyes and looked into the mirror, reminiscing about the late nights she spent pouring her passion into her new business. She knew that she didn't need anyone's approval to trust her talented hands and vision. It was impossible to reflect back her idealized image based on the unique needs of the diverse guests tonight. She was naive when she pursued building projects she believed in without considering all opinions. Ava adjusted her dress and lifted her champagne glass, offering an impromptu toast. True praise comes from genuine passion and creating for the sheer joy of it. She moved forward with determination, regardless of whether it was comprehensible to everyone or not. She burst into a hearty laugh when her speech was met with puzzled silence. She found amusement in herself, and the rest no longer mattered. Ava enthusiastically engaged in conversations with her closest friends, who welcomed unique qualities and embraced new ideas. She shifted her attention towards fostering joyful connections instead of worrying about how she was perceived. Embracing her path of liberation, she understood that not everyone would celebrate it. However, she didn't require blanket approval to explore it with courage. Lesson 14. Overlooked, rejected, and ignored by unimportant people. It can be frustrating when others fail to recognize your value and overlook the unique talents you bring. Most of us have experienced the emotional impact of rejection and dismissal, whether it was delivered directly or simply felt. However, through personal growth and introspection, these perceived setbacks to one's self-esteem can ultimately serve a meaningful purpose. Those who are unable to celebrate you often create room for new relationships that support your personal development. Rejection doesn't define your worth. It often uncovers a lack of compatibility, limitations in the other person, differing needs or priorities, or just unfortunate timing that prevents connections from forming. Experiencing rejection or abandonment from people you deeply cared for can be quite painful. However, once you have taken the time to grieve and process the loss, it is important to redirect your attention towards the potential for positive change that these transitions can bring. The friends and partners genuinely intended to support you in fully comprehending and nurturing your true self during this current phase of life. They enable you to share your talents and receive what you need in return. When a door closes, have faith that it will create room for the next opportunity to come at the right time. Release those who are incapable or unwilling to show care and understanding for your true self. With maturity, avoid holding on to harmful plants and don't regret the time that has passed. Once they have been removed, everything has a purpose. Trust that this betrayal of your light creates more space to shine on those who are meant to support its magnificent glow. There is a world of opportunity waiting for you, with fertile soil and eager individuals ready to benefit from your offerings. Keep moving forward towards a shared sense of growth. Many of us have a tendency to place a great deal of importance on seeking the approval of others, sometimes without even realizing it. This can lead us to unconsciously link our self-worth to external validation. Nevertheless, constantly changing and monitoring oneself in an attempt to gain universal admiration rarely leads to genuine fulfillment. Beneath the surface, a persistent sense of insecurity lingers despite attempts to calm it. Genuine freedom is achieved by not relying on unpredictable opinions, but by developing self-acceptance and a strong inner purpose to move forward without being discouraged. It's truly refreshing to encounter someone who is completely at ease with themselves, expressing their ideas without any pretense of trying to please others. It's impressive how they remain unaffected by criticism and judgment, maintaining their confidence and inner strength. Secure individuals prioritize acting with integrity and conviction of intent rather than being driven by a need to impress or avoid offense, while still considering constructive feedback. This level of confidence comes from understanding what it means to live a fulfilling life according to one's own values and beliefs. Understanding your individual needs, contributions, and measures for success gives you an internal compass that will always guide you, even in the face of external challenges. Understanding the impact of our actions on others is crucial, as constantly seeking universal approval can hinder our ability to pursue our passions. Masking one's true identity may provide temporary relief from the challenges of nonconformity in relationships, but in the end, it stifles personal growth. The surface of the water is a welcome sight as you gasp for air, escaping the depths of drowning, revealing your true self. Attract some while pushing away those who try to change you. A complex network of interactions forms to support flourishing. Self-trust helps to diminish fears influenced by others' judgments. It's important to remember that the opinions of others are insignificant compared to the strength of following your inner light. Discover freedom by letting go of the need for external validation and stepping outside your comfort zone. Take the less conventional path and embrace your unique journey. Lesson 15. Don't spread rumors about other people. Talking about others or sharing unverified criticisms can create a temporary sense of connection or alleviate boredom through drama. However, giving in to these impulses can nourish the darker aspects of human nature, gradually eroding one's integrity and conscience. Using hurtful language towards others can have negative consequences that ultimately affect the person who initiated it. Discussing private information about individuals without their consent or making negative judgments about someone's character or actions without proper context can lead to ethical dilemmas. When people jump to conclusions without considering all the facts, it can have serious consequences for individuals and communities. Gossip creates division and encourages falsehoods, making the situation worse. In addition, using words as weapons against others often hides underlying feelings of insecurity, resentment, or a desire for power or excitement. Exploring the underlying emotional motives behind attacking others' vulnerabilities can often uncover unhealthy desires for control or a sense of superiority. Once spread through gossip channels, these toxins cannot be contained or reversed. They have a lasting impact on how others see us and how we see ourselves for a long time. Spreading rumors can have consequences that one may not want to deal with. The practice erodes integrity with each repetition until conscience is replaced by numbness. Some people develop a sense of mistrust and choose to keep their personal information private for their own safety. It is important to protect and expose genuine wrongdoing, but it is equally important to follow proper verification and procedure to preserve the intended meaning. Even then, it's important to focus on promoting community values rather than attacking individuals. Strive to find a harmonious balance between accountability and compassion whenever you can. We all have the capacity to criticize human flaws when the circumstances are right. However, it is within our control to determine how we speak of and treat others. Take a moment to think about where each thread is sewn and patiently wait for it to be unraveled when you come back. Lesson 16. Don't hold grudges. Don't let your heart be troubled. It's common to experience emotions like anger, disappointment, or hurt when someone does something wrong to us. When we focus too much on offense, it's common to hold grudges. We tend to replay the situation in our minds, waiting for an apology or seeking revenge to find closure. Yet holding on to wounds with a sense of moral superiority does not undo the harm that has already been caused. It disrupts your inner peace. Regardless of whether the person who caused harm apologizes or takes responsibility, prioritize your emotional well-being by letting go of grudges before they take hold in your heart. Resentment can weigh heavily on us when we struggle to accept things that are beyond our control, such as the choices and flaws of others. However, when anger is used to teach moral lessons, it can sometimes create a harmful cycle of conflict for both parties involved. Clearly address undesirable behavior, then focus on promoting patience, forgiveness, and opportunities for redemption when possible. This feeling of lightness frees the spirit from the burdens of resentment. It acknowledges and respects the fact that humans make mistakes while also setting clear boundaries. It understands that rebuilding trust takes time and does not tolerate ongoing harm. Stop judging someone's entire identity forever based on their worst day. You are no longer consumed by the pain caused by their actions, and your focus has shifted towards your own emotional well-being. When faced with troubling offenses that disrupt inner peace, it's important to evaluate if there are any practical steps that can be taken to restore justice and foster understanding. If not, attempting to demand apologies or seek revenge will not be able to fix things that are already broken or moments that have already passed. Justice can sometimes arrive in unexpected ways. Let go of anything that drains your energy to manifest your greatest vision. When you stop nurturing the soil of past wounds, their power diminishes. Cultivate your inner garden, foster forgiveness, moral courage, and the growth of wisdom. Discover the path to your ultimate justice. When we encounter difficult situations, our emotions can often lead us to believe that venting, worrying, or trying to control everything will solve the problems that are beyond our control. However, nothing productive ever comes from chaotic states. Without a sense of calmness, understanding non-attachment allows you to free yourself from being overly consumed by things, people, or outcomes that you cannot control. Remaining calm starts by recognizing that we have limits in controlling external factors rather than pretending otherwise. Take practical steps to plan for unexpected situations and address factors that are within your control. However, when there are well-defined boundaries that limit influence, direct your energy towards receptive outlets. Respect the way others approach things. Let go of the desire to impose your viewpoint on everyone else. Embrace the challenge of uncertainty and push through the discomfort. Take control of the areas within your control and regain personal agency. Direct your attention towards productive goals that yield a favorable return on investment. Protect your mind from unnecessary distractions and focus on what is important in the present moment. Taking action and being proactive is the key to overcoming anxiety caused by a sense of lost control. Remaining adaptable to meet realities as they unfold allows for internal peace without the need to imagine every variable perfectly arranged according to preference. Things often turn out better when we let go of our tight grip on the details and allow them to unfold naturally. Trust in something greater than your limited perspective. Remaining calm and composed helps preserve emotional energy and mental focus for more important matters. Everything else fades away like passing weather. Once we release our grasp on the illusion of control, no one can disrupt your inner peace without your consent. Embrace the calm and discover inner resilience. Lesson 17. Not caring affirmation. Affirmations are effective because they replace negative thought patterns with consciously constructed positive alternatives. By repeating these positive alternatives, they gradually replace the default neural wiring in our brains. When our actions align with our true sense of self-worth, we amplify the power of intentions like not being concerned with others' opinions. Here are a few affirmations for those who want to adopt a more carefree attitude. I can find happiness without seeking anyone's approval. This emphasizes the importance of taking control of our emotional well-being instead of relying on external factors. Experiencing internal harmony and satisfaction can help relieve the pressure to earn universal admiration or silence criticism. I only need to accept myself. Developing core confidence is about embracing all aspects of your identity with compassion, rather than trying to fragment your self-concept to avoid disapproval from certain relationships or spaces. People's judgments of me often say more about their own perspectives than they do about my true worth. Understanding the underlying motives or perspectives behind criticism from others can help us not take it personally and maintain our confidence. Their discomfort highlights differences in perspectives rather than reflecting on your objective strengths. I don't need anyone's approval to be happy. Living my best life one day at a time. Living life one day at a time, I'm living my best life, and that's all that matters. The only approval I need is my own, unapologetically myself. Lesson 18. Your peace is priceless. We come into this world with a natural inclination to pursue external markers of happiness, such as wealth, achievements, recognition, and relationship status. However, individuals who achieve fame and fortune often discover that a sense of emptiness continues to linger. Those who are solely focused on acquiring material possessions or relying on others for fulfillment will never find true and lasting satisfaction. What is the reason behind this? Outer realms can only mirror or amplify the inner landscapes that have already been nurtured. There is a constant sense of emptiness. No accomplishment brings satisfaction. Happiness is found in having a peaceful and balanced mind. It is the most valuable treasure, and everything else in life stems from this foundation. Without a clear mind and emotional stability, even the fulfillment of dreams can feel empty. Chaos prevents us from fully embracing the blessings that surround us, even when they are right in front of us. My tranquility fills the depths from which creativity blossoms amidst life's challenges. It nurtures seeds of truth, purpose, and intuitive wisdom that are invaluable and should not be exchanged for temporary rewards. The tranquility I experience is everlasting, unaffected by fleeting moments, a source of satisfaction that remains impervious to theft or the passage of time. Invaluable, I promise to prioritize this sanctuary above all else. Direct your attention and efforts towards consistently nurturing the soil. Remove weeds like resentment that drain nutrients from the flowers eagerly awaiting to bloom. Cultivate a garden of gratitude, compassion, and a higher perspective. Discover the power of embracing the present moment rather than dwelling on imperfections. Many healers have observed that disease becomes detectable when patients experience a state of good health. When tension fades away, my mind becomes clear, and I can see things more clearly. I don't waste time on trivial pursuits, meaningless distractions, or arbitrary goals. New races await beyond the lines crossed. I find solace in the simplicity of the present moment, appreciating the profound beauty that resides within the sensations of my hands, the rhythm of my heartbeat, and the flow of my breath. It surpasses the value of any precious gem. This brief moment of realization is my reason for being. The value of my peace is immeasurable. Many of us are inclined to see being widely popular and likable as valuable qualities in ourselves and in society. At some point in our lives, we develop the tendency to associate our self-worth with seeking approval from others and gaining their admiration. However, due to the wide range of preferences and personalities among people, it is impossible to appeal to everyone without sacrificing our core identity. The empowering truth is that not everyone will be fond of you. Throughout history, even the most admired and respected figures faced both criticism and praise. What sets apart individuals who reach their full potential from those who feel stuck due to discouragement? Many times, people have the ability to let their light shine brightly rather than conforming to societal expectations and suppressing their unique talents. Not everyone will appreciate your unique offering, just like you won't connect with every person you meet. This reality demonstrates the variation among individuals rather than any personal shortcomings. Over time, your souls are drawn to those who provide value, show compassion, and communicate with integrity. Experience a sense of completeness and contentment without requiring all the pieces to come together in perfect harmony. You bring a unique flavor to specific dishes not meant for everyone. Understanding that two things are incompatible does not mean that either side is lacking. Have complete faith in the unique qualities that make you stand out and contribute to a positive impact on others. Not altering flavors to accommodate every palate, choosing to follow your own intuition and values instead of seeking validation from others can create space for genuine connections with like-minded allies. Rather than getting caught up in superficial popularity contests that can undermine your authenticity, take comfort in the fact that not everyone will be fond of you. There will be plenty. Lesson 19. Sit back and relax. Life can be quite fast-paced, with numerous stimuli vying for our attention. Work emails, text messages, social media notifications, appointments, and people seeking our attention. There is a growing expectation to juggle multiple tasks simultaneously as a measure of productivity and worth. However, constantly being in a state of heightened emotional, mental, and physical reactivity can strain our minds, harm our health, and prevent us from fully appreciating the simple joys that exist amidst the chaos. Relearning the art of sitting back, creating space, and relaxing is essential for nurturing the soul. Create small pockets of tranquility within busy routines, gradually expanding spaces for relaxation. Breathe deeply and consciously 10 times to release tension and expand your awareness. Make it a habit to take regular screen breaks and give your eyes a rest while paying attention to the sensations around you. The connection between the beating heart and toes is deeply rooted in our sense of self, going beyond the realm of conscious thought. Finding joy and laughter, engaging in inspiring conversations, and embracing creativity for its own sake wholeheartedly brings about a state of flow where the boundaries between the doer and the experience dissolve. Engaging in various activities like cooking, playing sports, reading novels, dancing, or gardening can help nourish the mind, body, and spirit. Playing brings about a sense of being fully engaged. Through consistent practice of relaxation, clarity emerges as the burdens and challenges of life become easier to navigate. Relaxation is not a counterproductive indulgence but rather a vital source of fuel. It helps sharpen focus, insight, patience, and perspective, effectively revitalizing our passions. It is what we rely on to run purposeful marathons. Ensuring regular tank refills helps maintain a high level of quality, prioritizing excellence over quantity. Prioritize and schedule in some well-deserved rest. Master promised a bountiful land of abundance by relearning the art of unwinding, creating room, and finding tranquility. Many of us are wired to approach life as a collection of challenges that require forceful solutions rather than seeing it as a garden that needs gentle care. The natural inclination is to closely oversee every aspect until it becomes a reality through sheer determination. However, when we try to disrupt natural rhythms, it can often lead to impatience, anxiety, and despair when things don't go as planned. One way to approach life's uncertainties is by cultivating a sense of calm and balance while taking care of our goals and dreams. Unity is born from contradictions. Setting ambitious goals and then consciously releasing them creates space for intuitive wisdom to bring breakthrough solutions. A natural flow state emerges when we let go of rigidly prescribed paths and time frames, allowing clarity to shine through without being clouded by anxiety. One learns to have faith in the way things unfold as unseen forces work together to create a beautiful tapestry beyond our limited perception. Having patience allows for a deeper understanding. All of a sudden, the obstacles that seem to be blocking the preferred roads become clear. If every desire were to come true instantly and effortlessly, the important qualities of resilience, character, maturity, and self-knowledge might not be able to withstand the challenges that lie ahead. Understanding the purpose of each season allows for the growth of acceptance and curiosity, leading to the discovery of new areas for learning. Questions are used instead of making demands. This posture attracts what is looking for you, often from unexpected places in clever disguises. Happiness comes from embracing the blessings and power that we already have rather than constantly striving for unattainable experiences. It comes from a place of surrender where you are open and prepared for whatever unfolds. Final lesson: care less. Through this introspective journey, we explore the fundamental principles and daily practices that lead to inner peace. As we progress, we gain wisdom and experience a newfound sense of freedom. Once we break free from the constant need for approval or disapproval from others, we can finally remove our masks. Our energy is focused on what truly matters instead of being wasted on managing external perceptions. The fundamental lessons revolve around respecting your personal boundaries while showing compassion to others. Stay true to your principles and genuine needs without compromising or conforming. However, it is important to approach things with patience, integrity, and humility. Focusing on areas that are under your control and releasing what lies beyond is necessary. The universe's infinite unfolding design encompasses everything beyond your skin, including how others perceive you. It is important to stay committed to aligning your words, actions, and beliefs with your conscience. By doing so, you will open up channels for your highest purpose. Simplify the task of managing unpredictable factors. Look up and discover the potential of new opportunities with confidence. You demonstrate integrity by taking ownership of your actions, communicating openly, and managing your emotions without placing blame on others. However, you also appreciate the value of communities working together in harmony with shared principles. Every person is born with inherent worth and remains worthy unless they willingly break their sacred agreement with life. Not everyone is meant to accompany you on your journey. Those who choose to be close are the ones who are most affected by your actions. When faced with challenges that may disrupt your inner balance, you can rely on practices that boost your resilience and reinforce your belief in a higher power. Just keep moving forward without needing anyone's approval or recognition to guide your way. Spend less energy on insignificant matters and focus on what truly matters. Discover the hidden art of finding the perfect balance in caring.